record to this computer. All right, welcome in, guys. It's Q&A time with Cole and Sammy. Isn't it exciting?
Yeah.
Do another Q&A. It's the same questions half the time, but you know, we just have fun with it. It's cool. It's cool to have you guys on here again. It's Friday afternoon here in New Zealand, and it's cloudy outside. It looks like it's going to snow, so I've got my winter woolies on. Last time we did this, I think I was in Rotorua, so I'm finally kind of a little bit settled and got my stuff together. Sammy is not in Melbourne anymore, so she is settled as well, so we can kind of we've probably got our bearings a little bit more today. As you know, times have changed with the call, and that's just because of daylight savings, but it was the same as last week. Last week was at 1 o'clock as well, so the calls will be at this time from here forward, just purely because it works better for people that are in Perth as well. I don't expect them to be on here at 7 a.m. or whatever it would be. We need to have balance. We'll try to make it work for everybody across the board. Cool. So first things first, let's I guess talk about the real kind of things that maybe you guys are coming up against initially, or you know, if you've been in the business a little while, what sort of things you're getting asked. Because I can go on and I can say these are the common, you know, questions that we do get, but I want to put it out to you guys because that's what's important. Like, I want to share with you the best way or the approach I would use, or maybe the approach, maybe Sammy will chime in as well. The best approach of how to answer specific questions. And I've got better at this over time, guys. I'll be honest, like I was useless in the beginning. I was like, you know, knocking down Haley's door and she's like, why, Cole? Why? And I was like, I don't know why, just join, you know. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is, you know, just understand it is a process and you will get better. If you stick at it, if you continue to show up, you will get better at answering these questions. And I might even use some scenarios today. I might put some people in the firing line. Ooh, that's exciting. I've had some interesting conversations with people that think they know everything about gold and silver, and their ego's coming out of their chest. And I'm like, you don't quite know what you're talking about. And sometimes you put people on the spot, and you know, maybe they don't like it. But it's really helping them understand that you need to continue to be open in this space, because in this arena of network marketing, in this arena of precious metals, because if you don't, you're going to be very closed off to what's about to happen, and you're only going to be playing defense. But we'll talk about those scenarios soon. I want you. First and foremost, we're gonna kind of make sure that we have some structure in this call and some framework. So I'm gonna put it out to you guys. Now, if you don't know, there's actually a little reactions kind of tab there, okay, down the bottom of your screen, and you'll be able to raise your hand. So you can see my hand has been raised. Cole has raised his hands. Cole has lowered his hand. Okay, to stop everybody from talking over each other, okay, we're just going to get you, if you do have a question, Steve just put his thumbs up. Okay, so if you do have a question, okay, or you want to say something or announce something or talk about an experience you've had in terms of a question somebody's asked you and you've not known how to answer it, I want to help you with that. So if you have had something along those lines, raise your hand now. So raise your hand, don't be scared. Okay, I know that you guys aren't scared because you're in my inbox all the time. Go, how do I answer this? Haley, how do I answer this? Sammy, how do I answer this? So I'll give you guys a little bit of a moment. Maybe you can chime in, Sammy, and have a little bit of a, you know, chat as well while I have a sip of my tea.
Sure. I'm still a bit husky, so I'm keeping quiet at the moment.
Yeah, I guess it seems to be the same questions that do come up over and over again. And it's funny, in my previous career, I used to teach nutrition, and you could guarantee the same, if people think they had the most profound questions or the ones that were really going to stump you, and you're like, I've heard that question 20 times already. It's always the same 5 or 10 questions that come up. So I think that's why this is kind of good, because it's a great chance for us to practice the answers as well. And we can almost, I don't like scripts, but sort of learn to script a really confident answer to some of these questions that people tend to have. I know the one that I get, we've got some hands up, which is awesome. I know one that I get over and over and over and over again, and I'm still working on, I guess, really finessing how I share it is, and it's such an obvious one, but like, why wouldn't I buy bullion? Or why would I spend this extra money for these coins? Because I think everyone at the moment, a lot of people are sort of scrambling to make their money stretch as far as they possibly can and looking for, I guess, the bargains. So that's one I think that requires, a really clear answer for people, because I think that for me, that's probably the most common question and the one that really stops people from moving forward. Curious to hear what other people say, but I've got 2 hands up. So Richard, you look like you're free for the moment. So did you want to share, question, anything?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
I had speaking to Kyle and Haley, I just sort of probably share, because I know Kyle's very, he knows a lot about this stuff, but some people sort of ask me with the grading system. So obviously we go through 7K and it's graded coins, but people look around on usually Google and all that and find similar coins, and they might be cheaper or they might be similar prices, but they're not graded. So I think Kyle sort of explained to me the grading system and all that. So I think if we the grading system and what it means, like the 70, 69 and all that, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Because if you're in, I think people respect you more if you have those sort of that information straight up. You don't sort of mumble. You straight away, knowledgeable about it, and you can sort of explain it to them, and they go, "Wow, I didn't know that," sort of thing,
Yeah, look, I think the biggest thing is we know that people lack the knowledge to understand about the collectible space. Now, trying to explain to them that coins are graded from 1 to 70, MS 70 being the highest grade you can get, they still don't understand. So we need to do this in layman's terms, and we need to speak or point them towards valuable references where they can actually go, oh, I see. So what I tend to do is I say, okay, where are you sourcing your information from? Okay, where are you finding these coins? Okay, and they'll point me towards, and I'll explain to them what that specific coin is, okay, why it's priced how it's priced, and then I'll feed them the information that they need to see to answer their question. And generally I'll send them to the NGC website, okay, and I'll point them towards the actual grading scale, so they can get an understanding of what is a graded coin valued at, or will it hold its value more as time passes. So this is really important, because people say to me, Cole, why do you collect MS 70s? And that's a good question, right, for the average person, because they have no idea what an MS 70 is. So I answer that question and say, because it's proven, okay, there's data there that say that the MS 70 will, especially the Silver Eagle, will hold its value more than an ungraded MS 70 or an MS 69 or MS 65 or anything along those lines, okay, that's lower than an MS 70, okay, will not hold its value as well. Proven, okay, in the NGC website. You guys can look that up. We actually touched on that a few weeks back, and I actually opened up and showed you guys through the NGC website on one of our trainings or one of our team calls. So that's kind of how I approach that scenario, because people lack the knowledge. And I'm going to back this up with an experience and a story that I actually come across yesterday, actually. So this might be a little bit enlightening as well, to let you guys know that, yes, I do have this that these type of questions come to me quite regularly. Cole, I have bullion. Cole, I have a well-diversified portfolio. Okay. And I look, I don't say, okay, amazing, you've got to do, I say, well, what does your well-diversified portfolio look like? Because, you know, people think that diversification is just like, I have all of these different coins, right? They don't understand grading. And this particular person I was talking to, okay, had been stacking coins for 6 years. Okay, and they didn't understand the grading system. This particular person, I started to probe a little bit. They didn't really like it, but like I was probing because I wanted to understand how much knowledge they actually have. This is why 7K is valuable, because people don't have this knowledge. They don't understand the grading system. This particular person, I won't say any names, didn't understand the grading, and she'd been sourcing some of her medals and that from the eastern states. Okay, she lives in Perth. She's been sourcing from the eastern states. And I said, that's amazing, because the main thing is the main thing, as long as you're getting gold and silver. Okay. But the second side of that conversation was, or the next part of that conversation was, hey, are you aware of the collectible space? Isn't it something that you've tried to penetrate before? Have you tried to penetrate this marketplace? Okay, and her answer was no, because I you know, this particular dealer that I get my assets from doesn't have. I looked at this particular website, and I said, cool. I said, you know, just let us know where the MS70s are. And there was no MS70s. So I was like, well, have you ever looked at penetrating this market? And she was like, no, not really, because I'm not familiar with it. Here's the answer. That's why people need 7K. So I hope that answered your question, brother. I know it was long-winded. I tend to kind of use stories and experiences to try to, you know, help answer questions, because I've been exposed to a lot of these questions myself. And, you know, you get better at answering them from, you know, being exposed to a lot of scenarios. Cool. Oh, some more hands up. Far out. Open a can of worms. Let's go with Anna. Anna has been waiting patiently. She's actually the first one to raise her hand.
Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Hopefully you're all well. As you all know, I had a little excursion to the hospital just recently, and I've just done some serious thinking. Mine's not a question. Mine's actually, I've done some revamping, and, you know, I was talking to people in hospital about gold and silver, and it was like a fob off, you know, they were polite in listening to me, you know, and so I sat and thought about it. I said, you know what? And just after that, Ian, you know, you heard about Hurricane Ian going through annihilating Fort Myers in the States. And we've just been told we're going to have 11 hurricanes or cyclones this year, right? So I thought I'd change my tack, and I'm just revamping this at the moment. And I wanted to share with everybody. I'm taking up tack on not talking about gold and silver when I talk to people. I'm going to ask them, do you have a plan B should you lose your job, your business, your home, whether it be in a natural disaster or you saw what happened with the pandemic, the lockdowns and whatever? Do you have a backup to be able to keep buying food and putting a roof over your head while you're going through the trauma? And they'll all say no, because very few to none have that plan. And they say, why do you ask that? I says, one of the things I do is I teach people how to have a plan B, you know, that could help you while you can still make money and also protect yourself and build assets and make sure that your assets are backed by gold and silver. That's the only time that I'm going to use the gold and silver. And they say, well, how do I find out more? Well, let's make an appointment.
That's an amazing approach. I like that, because we need to, I'm huge for this now, and I know you guys know this. We need to talk about the things that matter to the people that care.
Yeah.
And right now, the things that matter is people are struggling, right? And they're going to struggle more. Let's face it. If they don't stop sitting on their hands and not doing anything. So, you know, to do something about it is the difficult part, is because of procrastination. And quite often when you talk to them about something they don't understand, they won't take action. So we need to focus on the problem. Okay, and really hone in on what their needs are and uncover their needs. And then the solution is really simple because it fixes their problem. That's how simple this business is. Okay, if you're talking about gold and silver and gold and silver and gold and silver, okay, that's important. But most of the time they're going to say, like in this scenario, Anna, how is this going to help me?
Well,
Explain to me how it's going to help me. You know, not like, oh, you need to have gold and silver, but like,
No.
why? You know, like, so that's where your approach, that plan B approach, is like super. I mean, it's amazing because it really articulates why people, you know, or what if, okay, what if this scenario, you know, happens? What if that scenario happens? Are you doing anything to counteract? You
Well,
know, are you doing anything? Yeah.
It's
Go
like
ahead.
inflation. Everybody is hurting with inflation. The American stats came out at 8.2%. Also be aware, all those stats that come out, the Australian and the American stats, do not include food and gasoline. Right? So
Exactly.
you double the figure that comes out. Like 8.2 in the States today is actually 16, nearly 17% inflation. And ours is not far behind. And so, you know, saying, what are you doing to take control of what inflation is doing to you? And so you're not talking, one of the things I found, doesn't matter how knowledgeable we are about gold and silver and about the grading system and everything, the moment they see that you know all this information, they'll think that they have to know all that, right? So not to scare them away, but you want them to take a membership, to grab a membership, saying, this is what we do. Grab a membership and we will teach you how you can earn some extra income to be able to replace your current income should there be any financial issues. And at the same time, you can accrue assets like gold and silver in your portfolio.
Exactly.
Making it as a secondary instead of a primary, because it's the membership we want them to get. Because then when they see the membership, we can then teach them the value of the membership, the training, understanding about where, what, how, all those questions that keep propping up and we're trying to answer up front. And you've got the people confused. So I'm trying to defuse that confusion. So that's why I thought I'd tackle this way. So if that's of any help for anybody, hey, this is still in a brainstorming mode at the moment. I haven't hit it on the ground yet, but I intend to within the next couple of weeks.
I'm always in brainstorming mode, Anna. It never ends.
I know.
Look, I mean, the easiest way is the simplest way. So for most people, they have no idea. So when we're educating and speaking to people, this is where we become the authority. This is still brainstorming mode, by the way. I'll flick the switch in a second when I hand over to Janice, but we need to be the authority. We need to be the go-to in your community, or you need to be the go-to for gold and silver in your community.
Yes.
Okay. Because people are going to be exposed to it everywhere, and they're going to go to the person that they trust, the person that's had those the multiple over and over conversations on a regular basis, that's focused on, you know, empathy and focused on helping them solve their problems, you know, asking those tough questions. You know, are you positioning yourself? Do you have a plan B? Okay, do you have some sort of defensive or offensive strategy to counteract what's happening, to counteract inflation, or are you just whinging and moaning? I see a lot of that happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of whinging and moaning, but no action. We need to take action. Okay, and it does start with us. All
What
right.
it is the reason why people don't take action. They're afraid to, and they don't know who to turn to help them. So if they see that you are their solutions provider, that is what they want. They want somebody to come up with a solution for them, because it's too much hard work for them to figure it out. But if you can show them a monkey see, monkey do type system, follow step 1, step 2, step 3, they'll do it, because people are lazy. It's our society. It's, you know, people want things done for them. But if you can show them where they can do the little baby steps and they can grow, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, totally. All right, I like that. Out of
Thank you.
brainstorming mode. Over to Janice. Oh, wrong way. That way.
That way.
That way.
Okay, here's a question I got asked by an avid trader. He said, okay, your collectible that you receive every month, how much did you pay for that, and how many of those are made? If it's a collectible, and how many are made? And like,
Oh, what? So that they asked you how much were minted. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, well, yeah, how many? Yeah, exactly. How many? Like my animal series and your silver eagles. How much do I pay for them on a monthly basis? So I told them, and they said, okay. And how many of them are in existence if they're collectibles?
It's on the back of it's on the back of the card.
Yeah.
Also, when you
On my
scan them into Stack and Sell, you can then scroll across and it has the mintage as well. So all of that's digital for you too, which is
If you
really
also-
handy actually.
If you go to 7K today and look on the coins, each of the coins on the collections will actually have the details of every coin, and it'll have how many are minted for each and every coin.
Yeah.
So yeah, 7K today is easy just to refer people to.
And doesn't I heard that, like, the Perth Mint calls low mintage 200,000 coins is low mintage or something. So yeah, so we've got uber low.
It is in the back office under the coin as well, Janice.
Yeah.
So when you go to purchase it,
I mean, have I looked on the back of the card?
no.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've looked at the pretty one on the front.
Yeah.
You just got distracted by the shiny coin and just went, oh, card, go that way. It's
Okay,
Good
so-
work, girl. Good
So
work.
this
Question.
copper coin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it's got 5,000. Okay, mintage. Now with that 5,000, let's use this scenario. So with that 5,000, 7K might only release. Okay, so all of them are minted. Okay, all of them are in circulation. There wouldn't be no more of this specific magnificent Argali copper. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's
yeah.
bad. Okay, so there'll only be 5,000 of these minted, okay, in circulation. Okay, now 7K might only release 3,000 of these to us. Initially might come through a coin drop, and then you'll notice that they show up in the back office, depending on how much coin drops out sales there are. Now 7K also has external buyers, okay, that come in, and this is to create basically outside traction.
Yeah.
And to bring people and generate interest for us, so people are attracted to us, like, you know, having external media, press releases and stuff like that. What they do is they offer some of the coins. They did it with what was that coin you got, Steve? The one that you're super stoked about. The
US Arizona.
The Arizona. They
Yeah.
did that with the Arizona. They did some. They had so much demand that they did it. I think they it was after they did the coin drop, like a week or so after. So us as members, we get first time access before anybody else. So what they did was they just had a portion there. I think it was like, what's the mintage on that, Steve?
I think it was to do with the amount of sailors that actually, or souls that were lost on
Yeah.
the vessel.
Is it
So it actually
is
matches that.
it 500?
Yeah, it's very low. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's, the mintage had actual significance.
I
because
think
of-
I
yeah.
think they gave, I think they 7K had an external buyer that came in
Mm.
after the coin drop and bought 100 so that they could advertise it on their specific website. And I think
it was 1,370, if I remember rightly. I just
Is
went
that-
through my files.
is that the mintage total?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, can I correct that? It was 1,177 to be
I
precise.
say, not too bad.
Not bad for a beginner.
That was pretty
You've done
good.
well.
Hey?
That was pretty good, Steve. That was
Yeah, there
pretty
you go.
good. Well,
Yeah.
it got me because I had no idea. So
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. Well, thanks for that insight. That's super
Thanks,
valuable.
guys. Perfect.
No
Thank you.
worries, Janice. So just remember this, okay? So I feel that people feel like, or when you become a member of 7K, initially you feel you need to know everything. Like Anna's saying, you don't need to know everything. This is like an apprenticeship that pays you as you learn. So like I didn't know, 2 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here answering these questions. So you just get better at answering the questions, and and generally they're the same questions, and you just develop better ways of answering the questions, or maybe asking a question that helps, or asking them a question that helps really simplify things. A bit like the scenario where that particular lady was sharing with me that she had gold and silver, but she wasn't familiar with the collectible marketplace. So it's it is an interesting one. I would say the more you kind of learn, the more you'll want to share, but just remember that the person you're talking to, or the person you're in front of, they have no clue. So like you just need to like wait for them to ask their questions. Like the simple questions like, oh, how do I liquidate? Or, how do I sell? Or, well, can't I just go down the road and get it from the mint? Or, things like that, things that are really basic and straightforward. Right, there's a few more hands up. Let's go with Steve.
All right. So mine's a bit more of a share of some of the common questions I get. So a lot of it is around the bullion side of things. People seem to think that 7K is all about the numismatics, and I have to, and they say, I don't buy my bullion through 7K, I go to somewhere else. And I ask them about their understanding of what bullion is. And a lot of people think that bullion is, the slab, the 1 kilo slab of silver. Or,
Yep.
they have no understanding of what truly bullion is.
Yes.
And I explain to them about bullion being the ungraded coins, etc. I always have this at the ready, and this is what I get delivered every month. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4, but I get that delivered every month, and I get it delivered for free. And then people go, "What do you mean you get it delivered for free?" Those little liners then start to spark the interest. So the first one was explaining people the difference between bullion and numismatics, and why I have that balance of both, and why I use 7K for it. And the other one is, how do you get it into the country without it going, being held up? So, like that's, 20 ounces of silver goes through customs without a check. In 5 days from when I place the order, it arrives at my door, and I just keep doing it. over and over and over again. It's amazing how it builds. But people are saying, oh, how do you get it through customs? It's going to be reported and all those sort of things. They're the most common questions I get. And the third one is, I can't afford to get my autosaver every month, money's tight, etc. What I do is I flick them to, it's funny actually, tomorrow's my 7K birthday.
Yay.
So, 12 months. And my membership renewal will be just paid out of autosaver, out of Smart Money. But I used my stack and sell dashboard, and I just went in there now and had a look. So in 12 months, I've accumulated $8,916 worth of numismatic coins.
Wonderful.
12 months. How much of that did I pay for?
None.
No,
Any guess? No, I wish it was none.
one.
No, my first 3 months. So three
Oh.
coins.
3 months.
3 coins. The rest of them have been for free.
Yeah.
What other investment can you have where you've got to put that in Australian dollars? So Australian dollars drop now. So it's times it by 1.6, so 1.37, 1.37 for Aussies. So that's 12,215 Australian dollars
Yeah.
that I've got in 12 months in numismatic coins. Pretty much, let's say the $300, $400 worth is what I paid for.
Mm.
The rest has been through 7K through the membership.
That's powerful, eh? That's
Wow.
powerful.
How can
Like-
I afford it? How can I afford it?
Exactly. Exactly
How
right.
can you not afford to be in it?
Exactly right. When I physically show people those sort of things, they say, right, the questions start to flow then. How did you do it?
Hmm.
How can I do this?
Yeah.
Things like that. So, yeah, they're the 3 big ones, is the 7K don't do bullion. If I do get it, how do I get it through customs?
Hmm.
And how can I afford this membership? They're the 3 big questions I constantly get.
Yeah. And I'm going to add to that as well, because especially the last one, how can I afford it? And I love what Anna said, and I actually put a post out a few weeks ago. It said, Cole, it said, Cole, I can't afford to do that. And my answer was, you can't afford not to.
Mhm.
Okay. And, when we talk about affording things, like I would just actually completely wipe that try to help them wipe that out of their
Mindset.
language,
Mindset.
their
Yes.
language, because affording for things, that's poor mentality. Okay. We've got to switch that. We need to have that mindset switch to like, okay, how can I make this happen? Not how can I afford this? You're still in that mindset. How can I make this happen? And then they need to do everything it takes. And like Steve's saying, if somebody is just a loyal customer with 7K, you get number one, for every autosaver. A lot of people don't understand this. For every autosaver, 7K puts $30 back in your pocket. Okay? Because you're rewarded with 30 points for every autosaver for being a loyal customer. Okay. Now, is the Mint doing that for you?
No.
Is the Mint reimbursing you $30? So let's break it down. Let's break it down. $139 if you're on the animal series. And Alessia actually done this. She broke this down as well, which I really like. Okay, so let's talk about that $30. Okay, that $30, so 139, let's take 30 off that, make it 105. Okay, for the animal series, because you're getting 30 points, $30 back in your pocket. Okay, now you also get loyalty points.
Mhm.
Okay, can somebody answer this for me, because I don't want to give you all the facts. Okay, how many loyalty points do you get? Okay, for being a loyal customer with 7K?
30.
Close.
Oh,
Somebody must know. Somebody go into their back office and give me an answer already.
20.
50.
50. $50. That's $80. Are you guys following me here? Like,
Yeah.
you're paying $50, $59, if my math is correct. Please, somebody correct me if it's wrong. $59 for your autosaver. Okay. If you can't afford $59, you really need to look at your scenario and start answering some questions. $59 in a month. Like, this is actual perspective. This is actual perspective of what's happening. Okay, it might be 139 coming out of your bank account, right? But logically speaking, okay, 7K is giving you kickbacks, okay, that can be redeemed later, okay, as your points build up and you decide to participate in the business model. Like Steve's saying, he would have been getting all these, loyalty points and in those first couple of months. Like I've been mentioning to people, go and look at your loyalty points. People are like, oh, I've got 1,500 loyalty points here. I had no idea. Oh, I've got 2,000 loyalty. I had one person that had 5,000 loyalty points.
Wow.
And they didn't even know about it. And I'm like seriously, do you want to get free silver?
Yes.
And
Also,
this is the question, is like, the mint is not going to, they might have a loyalty program. Some mints might have a loyalty program, but they're not going to give you the type of value as what we're getting with 7K. Go ahead, Anna.
okay, also you're aware that every time you enroll someone, you personally enroll somebody, they give you 50 loyalty points.
That's right.
And your autosaver is 30.
That's right. That's what I was
Loyalty
meant to. That's what I meant to. That's what I meant to say. So
Yeah,
it's
no, that's
30,
all right.
30 for the autosaver.
Yeah.
When you're on board, and also when they, I don't know if it's when they renew or not. It would be.
It
When
does.
they renew, another 50, and then
Yeah.
the next year another 50. You imagine
Yeah.
if you have a team of, let's just say, 40 people. Let's use something,
Yeah.
like realistic. 40 people. What's 40 times 50?
2,000.
2,000 loyalty points,
Yeah.
right? What can you get for 2,000 loyalty points? Have a look in your back office now. Yeah,
There's
look
a
what you
few
can.
coins.
Yeah.
There's a
And-
few coins you can get.
And what are they valued at? Like they're valued at like 350, 400, 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like unbelievable.
And that's
So-
cash in your hand.
Exactly. So
Also, sorry, go ahead,
where
Cole.
you go? No,
I'll-
you go.
I'll
You
add-
go, Anna. That's all right.
I just wanted to add something else for Steve. People asking how are we going to get this through customs? I teach my people, because we are in Australia, I says calculate that you do not bring in more than $700 US in one hit. If you keep it under $1,000 Australian,
look at Steve.
That's
yeah,
that's more than 700.
Well,
I'm
how much?
aware.
How much is that, Steve?
20
Yeah.
ounces of
Yeah.
silver. So what is that? It's I think the silver eagles are $36 each on average.
yeah,
Yep.
yep,
So it's 720 US or
Yeah.
1.37. That's
Yeah.
$986 Australian every
Ooh.
month.
every
Well,
month.
Every
That's
month.
right.
Under
You're
under
because you're
1,000.
keeping it under 1,000 Australian dollars coming into customs. Customs will scan it. I know because I do this all the time. Customs will scan it and they will not challenge you. If you go over $1,000 Australian, they'll scan it and the courier will contact you and will ask you to pay the delivery and the customs and excise.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you turn around and say, can I have the form? This is for personal use. This is not, I am not a broker.
Yeah.
And you just turn around and fill out that form and tell them that, and it's fine.
I must
You
be
do not-
lucky because there's been months where I've had 2 or 3 delivered at
In
once.
the one pack.
Yep. And what I do is because it's a coin and it's
Yep.
worth $1.
Mm.
Yes.
Yep.
It
So
also,
the value that goes on your custom slip,
yeah,
which I've got here, 1 US Silver Eagle, 1 ounce Silver Eagle, $1 by 20.
that's right. Because I got hit by customs. I contacted 7K, and 7K went back to review the situation of how much they declared on the customs form.
Mm.
That's why I'm saying just
Yeah.
be cautious of those things.
I could be
you
lucky,
know?
but you're right. But if you do it like that, I mean,
Yeah.
that's over $12,000 a year of bullion that
Yeah.
you've stacked. I mean, and if you don't have to do it every month, you could do it every week. You could sit there and just like order through the Smart Money wallet several
Yeah.
orders, and it'll come through.
And
like,
and the other thing, I just want to just read one of the comments. Richard just said he ordered $2,800 AUD worth
Yeah.
of coins, and it just went straight through.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So it could just be who you get. Might be
Yes.
somebody. It might be someone that's like, I don't know, like they don't agree with it or something.
I
don't
think
know, they're a
Haley
Nazi.
mentioned yesterday. Sorry, I think Haley mentioned yesterday. If you put collectibles or art or something on there as well, it can go straight through. Was that right, Richard?
The Smart Money don't do that though. They just say 1 ounce American Silver Eagle coin. $1.
Sound Money wallet. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just send it straight through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On their packing slip.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Totally.
So,
Totally. Okay. Moving on.
I got a little bit concerned when the FedEx man decided to leave it in the letterbox, but we'll sort that one out.
You know, hey, in your back office that you can tick if you want
Yeah.
to accept signature only.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
But,
that's a smart idea.
This FedEx guy's delivery guy it's only a once off, but
Yeah.
I think he's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, you get on to him, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got some hands up here. Sammy.
Kerry. Oh no, Kerry has a question. She's
Oh,
got her hand
Kerry.
up.
I have a call for either Cole. I have a question for either you, Cole, or Sammy, or even
Why
anyone.
me? Why not Sammy?
Well, I was just saying, actually, this is open to anyone.
Nah, I'm joking.
What
Way you go.
is your answer when someone asks you or talks to you about spot price?
Sammy, way you go, Sammy.
I just said Cole can answer that one.
Oh. Okay, so spot price. Okay, spot price is basically the paper price of silver. So that's what it's traded for. Okay, on the COMEX. Okay, so on the exchanges, it's not the physical value of silver, of the delivered silver. So there's such a thing called a spread. Okay, and there's also a thing called a premium.
Yeah.
So spot price plus premium, okay, equals the physical amount. And sometimes you got different brokers do different weird ass things. 7K is very straightforward. They don't clip the ticket. Okay, they just put the premium, what the premium is. Okay, what the industry premium is, or thereabouts. It's actually going up quite a bit at the moment. Okay, we're still picking up Silver Eagles for, what did you say, Steve? Around $36 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So basically, the short answer is that's the paper value or paper price of the silver. It's not the physical value. You'll never get, if you do know where to get it, please tell me where. Now, you'll never get, silver's trading at around about like 1890 at the moment or something, right?
Mhm.
That's US dollars. You'll never get 1890 for physical value. Never. And that's just how it is. That's how it is, because the person that's, you know, got to do all the work to get the silver to where it needs to be, including getting the blanks, okay, stamping them. If we're talking about silver eagles, I mean, where's the money, mate? There has to be a premium, because the premium is where the money's made.
So
So
just people talk about the spot price like it's just
they have no idea, Kerry. A lot of people
bullion is the spot price.
that they don't know what they're talking about, and
Yeah.
that's the honest answer. A lot of people, you see a lot of people in these, and I might get you to chime in here, Steve, if you're in any of these groups where you see people that say, oh, I want to get it as close to spot price as possible. The amount of times I see that is insane. Okay. When people don't even know what spot price actually is, they don't understand, okay, like, let's look at getting a lower premium. How about like just getting a nice premium that's you know, like 7K, for example. Okay, the premium on the Silver Eagles right now, my maths is horrible, but it's about, so they're trading around 1890, I think, last time I checked. It might be higher now, I'm not sure. If somebody's in their back office now, please correct me. You can see the ask price, spot price, same thing.
Yeah, no, they've it's $18.80 for spot price.
Yep.
And it's the Silver Eagle's actually gone up. It's now $38.85.
38. So that's
So
that's what we call the spread.
spread, yeah.
That's the spread. So the spread, obviously, the spread is the difference between spot and physical value. Okay, so what you can actually get it for. Okay, the actual physical asset.
If you go to Sound Money Wallet and next to it says 1 ounce Silver Eagle, if you put your pointer over a little info sign beside it, it actually says this is the spot price plus the market premium for a Silver Eagle.
Correct.
So
And also, as to, while we're talking about resources in the Sound Money Wallet, which Kerry just discovered last week, in the Sound Money Wallet, there's actually a full Q&A.
Yeah.
There's a full Q&A on all
correct.
of these questions. Okay, spot price, you know, what's a buyback and all these sort of things. Okay, and there's a video actually as well. So if you don't like reading things, there's a full video Q&A that's like, I think it's like 20 minutes or something, where they interview Josh Anderson. Okay, and he explains all of that stuff. So Sound Money Wallet, you have any questions on Sound Money Wallet, feed that video out to people. You can actually grab the Vimeo link from in your own back office and share that video out. I haven't found that video anywhere else.
I'll put it in here in the chat for people.
Yeah, awesome. That'll be amazing. That'll kind of cover everything with the Sound Money Wallet. Sammy, hands up.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say just something you and I discussed the other day, Paul, with the whole PayPal thing and people looking for new payment gateways, and a lot of people were talking about the Sound Money Wallet. But I mentioned to you, and you hadn't thought of it this way before, so I thought I'd share it with people. If people say they can't afford a membership, even for $199, I tell people that I would pay for the 7K membership just for the Sound Money Wallet alone. And I have 4 bank accounts. I've got a personal account, a business account, my son's account, and a savings account. And I pay $10 a month, I think, on every single one of my bank accounts. It's $40 a month I pay just on to have bank accounts, which I've closed. I'm about to close a whole bunch.
What's 40 times 12?
Exactly.
Somebody, quick maths.
$400, $480.
Yeah, there you go.
So that alone, you know, if people are looking for a way to share money, to pay for services, goods and services, run it for their business, there's value there in the Sound Money Wallet like that as well. I think that's really important for people.
Yeah, and they're getting, okay, when they renew. Okay, so when you,
Loyalty.
oh,
Cheers, Steve.
Steve,
Hey, guys.
we're gonna
Happy
close out in a
birthday. Happy
second
17th
anyway.
birthday.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
I'll post something on the chat.
Do that.
Yeah, when I get to it tomorrow.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right,
We'll,
see you guys.
we'll catch up soon. See you, man.
Bye.
So just to add to what Sammy's saying as well, is what I've found interesting, you know, with that scenario of people having a bank account, their awareness around like the fee structure of a bank account, and actually you're paying for the bank to hold your money. Don't you think that's insane?
Yep.
Don't you think that's pure insanity? Like, we pay the bank to hold our money, our
Yeah.
hard-earned dollars. Like, that just doesn't add up to me. Okay, so if you're gonna pay for something, at least pay for something or invest in something, okay, that you can hold cash, gold, and silver. There's your answer. So, and to add to what Sammy's saying about goods and services, here's a scenario. So Kerry and Bethany worked, well, I think Bethany kind of was doing the shirts already. She had her own t-shirt kind of brand that she'd set up. I think it's just her and her partner. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, her
Kerry
and
might
hubby.
her and
Her
her
and
hubby. Okay,
Yeah.
so they'd created that, and what we're kind of doing is, or what we're trying to work on is utilizing the Sound Money wallet as a payment gateway, as a way for people to pay in gold and silver, and actually make that or create that use case for businesses to come on and go, okay, this is powerful.
Well, this is
So-
what I got Bethany to create for me.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't
And then
that so
I
cool?
paid her through my Sound Money wallet.
Do you know what? Do you know? I want to ask a question. Actually, I want to ask everybody a question. Instead of like you asking me questions, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Okay? We're playing Q&A here, and I'm going to do some of the Q, and you guys are going to do some of the A. So here's the question: does anybody understand the real meaning of fiat? Don't Google it either, because that's cheating.
It's force, doesn't it? Force. That's the direct translation.
That's like one word. I was
Well,
looking
okay,
for like,
well, fiat means force, but it's a government. It's not backed by anything. It's a forced currency by the government. It has no backing, so that's where we have this no value.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree with
pretty good.
Sammy.
That's very good, Sammy. Okay, so my next question, okay, why do people trust something that's forced by government, and why do they continue to believe in it? Does somebody have a good answer for me? Like,
Because we were taught that in school.
oh, it just gets good, doesn't it?
Amazing when we all get together.
We were programmed from the beginning. We came out of our
Fact.
mummy.
So,
And
so third question. Okay, some of these questions, guys, you can write these down and actually talk to people about it. Like, why do we trust something that doesn't work? It's proven not to work. How long is the average? This is question number 3. I promise I only ask three questions. Okay, question number 3. How long does the average fiat currency system last?
50 years.
Oh, Anna,
50 years.
you guys are just too
and
onto it.
we're in 51 years now.
Okay, I lied. I'm going to ask one more question. Okay, so how long has gold and silver continued to work?
Over 6,000 years.
Yeah,
Forever.
5,000 to 7,000. Yeah, something along those lines. Amazing. Now, you would go out and you'd ask somebody, like, why would you trust something that only, or I guess, why would you trust something that has only really has a track record or proven track record of 50 years? When if you look over here, 7,000 versus 50, Is that logical? Is that logical or what?
Cole, you only know what you know.
That's exactly right.
Bye, everybody.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Thank you. See you
See
later.
you. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye. Take care.
All right, guys.
Cole, I do have one quick question though.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if this is something that corporate might have in the pipeline for the future, because my understanding is, okay, it's all well and good that we can use the Sound Money Wallet to transact member to member, and say as like a PayPal alternative, for example. And of course, you can buy your silver and gold, but you can't have a Pay Quicker card unless you are an associate making commissions. Is that correct? Is that something that will change when the 7K card come out, that all members can access
Yes.
their liquidity from their cash balance?
I would say so, yes.
Okay.
So
Because
let
that's
me
quite
explain.
pivotal.
I'll explain to you why. Pay Quicker is not going to send out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards to people that aren't going to use them. It's a
Mhm.
waste of plastic. That's pretty much, I guess that's probably the reason, that would be the main reason why. So people that are making commission, number
Yeah.
one, they get that link, okay, to set their Pay Quicker up. Okay, they set their Pay Quicker up, then they can order their Pay Quicker card. Some people might not even order their Pay Quicker card. They might just use the virtual card.
That's all I've got. Yeah.
Yeah. So the virtual card, you know, and I know that a few people do know this, you can actually just load, like I just load my Wise account with my virtual card. So I just load US dollars straight into my Wise account, and I just use my tap and pay of my Wise card, okay, on my phone. So yeah, I would say it's because, you know, you don't want to be sending out a whole heap of Pay Quicker cards to people that, you know, hey, they might last 3 months in 7K and then go, oh, you know, I lost interest or something happens, or maybe something gets in the way. And that's probably the best answer I can give.
I mean, that makes sense. Is there an exception to that if you had somebody who wanted to use a Sound Money Wallet to transact and for liquidity, but they weren't necessarily going to build, but they perhaps wired money in there? Is that, or is it just you have to have funds in there as an associate to have a Pay Quicker card?
I would say that it's not really designed for that.
Yep.
The Sound Money Wallet, or there's two different sides. So like there's a couple of different moving parts. So there's the ability to transact into gold and silver.
Yeah.
Okay. The outbound to Pay Quicker is generally for people that are actually making commission.
Yeah.
It's not really put there, and that's why it is an external third party, because they, you know, had to have a way for people to, you know, to pay the associates commission.
Yeah.
So it's not really there for the customer. It's
Yeah,
more
I guess
there
when
for
we're
the
talking unbanking, people think that they could, I guess, and I know there's education there, but they could replicate their bank as their Sound Money Wallet, put their money in there and use it to transact just as a 7K member rather than a build-up sort of thing. So I think
Isn't the card system
clarifying.
changing? And
Yes.
That's, I think, this new card that's coming out, that's going to be a 7K card. I guess the question is that going to have cash liquidity for all members?
that will be a different scenario.
Yeah.
So because that everything will operate out of the same central nervous system.
Yeah.
So everything will operate outside of the Sound Money Wallet operating system. Okay, it won't be like send your money to Pay Quicker and then, you know, operate, you know, spend your cash from there. It'll be like, this is, I guess I'm kind of future foreseeing here a little bit, but I kind of did ask Blake what it would look like, or what they've planned on it looking like. And it's kind of going to be, what do you want to draw down on? Your gold, your silver, or your cash? Okay, so if you've got cash in there, number one, the first thing that they're going to do before they bring the card out is inbound. So inbound transactions, so being able to use your debit or, you know, your credit card, Visa or MasterCard or whatever to purchase gold and silver. You have to be a member, obviously, okay, to use the Sound Money Wallet. But being able to use, instead of doing a bank wire or crypto, which is actually down at the moment due to BitPay, but now you'll be able to use your Visa or MasterCard to purchase gold and silver eagles inside the Sound Money wallet, okay, instead of doing a bank wire. So it'll be much quicker. And then the outbound side of it, there'll be no pay quicker, okay. What they'll do is probably scrap that when they bring in the Sound Money card,
Mhm.
and they'll just be using that. And I actually don't know how far away that is. I would say there's a lot to it, because you know, when you're starting to you know, interact with people like Visa or MasterCard, things aren't simple. There's fee structure and all this sort. Like, they'll be trying to, I guess, get to a scenario where they can keep fees low and look after us as members. So there's probably a lot to it, is what I
They
can
had
hear.
a hold up too with I'm presuming it was they're getting it done in China with holidays.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't count on the national holidays.
Oh,
Oh, true. Oh, I had no idea. I had no idea. Good point. Good point.
on the
And
call.
Anna, question time.
Anna,
Question I have, has anybody heard anything from the convention about the Sound Money card?
No.
I had nothing to lose to ask. I was just wondering, because they said they were going to give updates
have they had
on
the
what was
convention?
going on.
That,
Well, they've got a leaders convention right now as we speak.
Oh, is it on now? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So next Tuesday, jump on the call.
yeah,
on the
yeah.
call.
Okay.
yeah.
That's when we'll get
Definitely.
the information downloads then. So
Get
that'll
Your
be
team
the,
on that call.
yeah, correct.
Also,
Okay.
I recommend next Thursday, our time, Brisbane time, 12 noon. We can work it from there. Diane Graber has like a training, and she said when she comes back from that call, it's from this convention that's on now, she will be giving us a lot of information of what transpired. So if we don't get enough out on Monday, I suggest then Thursday get on that call.
Cool.
Yeah,
Love Diane.
awesome.
Thanks. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Not a
Fabulous
problem.
team.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you for your attendance. Another amazing Q&A. I have so much fun with these Q&As. That's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
Great.
Hey, Sammy, you didn't answer much of the questions.
I'm still sick, Paul. My head's
Oh,
still
I know. I'm just playing. It's all good.
recalibrating.
It's all good.
Oh, Sammy.
I got New World Ordered in Melbourne, and I've been sick ever since. I think I got shed on.
You should have left
Oh.
it in Melbourne.
I know, right? As in, I brought it here.
Totally.
Everyone I know when they travel anywhere just comes home sick, and I'm like,
Yep.
oh,
I never get sick. I've been sick for it's 2 weeks tomorrow.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm never sick.